metal material that comes your way with one of these tools. So that's why they're used so often out on the job site. Second thing you need to know, the grinder market is evolving rapidly. And really everyone that's in this room right now has played a big role in that evolution over time. Who was here 2 years ago when we introduced the Tool grinder to the world? Okay, so those of you that were here and those of you who've had experience with it in the past know what a game-changing solution that is for the people using tools. I mean, the first time ever a battery-operated tool could perform the same application range as a traditional corded tool is reserved for. So when we put that out on the market, and the intense amount of electricity and buzz that you guys see right here we're able to generate for us through this tool made it a massive success in the market. Well, we immediately went back to the table and we started saying, well, where do we go from here, right? What's the next evolutionary step in grinders? And as we started to do some of that research, we found that there's a new stakeholder that's becoming more and more involved in the power tool purchasing process than ever before. And those are safety directors and safety personnel. So as you look at the kind of features that have become commonplace inside the grinder market over time, you can see the safety personnel and the safety directors handprint all over these things. They're really what's driving this rapid evolution of features in the market. So you take a look at things like guards and side handles, line lockout or no lock. These are things that have become very, very common inside of the marketplace. And it took over 25 years for that to happen. It took a really long time. When you fast forward and you take a look at some of these other things that are evolving right now, electronic switches, clutches, and braking, these things, like I said, over the last 3 or 5 years, are really coming to the forefront and becoming more commonplace. The reason why is those safety directors are requiring features like these for their tools to be used out on the job site. So when we went back to the drawing board, we said, okay, we want to provide a tool that can meet all of the user needs for the person using it day in and day out, and can be used on any job site across the country because it's going to provide all of the features that the safety director or the safety personnel are going to require from their tool. But it wasn't enough to deliver them what they wanted today. We want to sit down and we want to figure out where's it going in the future. So we talked with safety directors across the country, and we realized that we could eliminate one of the most common tripping hazards on the job site, the cord, from the equation entirely by going cordless. So that makes me really excited to introduce to you the M18 fuel braking grinder. Like I said, the first tool that has the power off of a battery to satisfy the person using it day in and day out, and the people in the safety department who are looking for all of these incremental features along the way for their tools to be used out on the site. Let's talk a little bit about some of these features. You know, a lot of people are asking us, what is braking? What does that do for the tool? The simplest way I can explain it to you is braking is a feature that will take the accessory that's in this tool and slow it down to a stop extremely quickly. And I'll show you what that looks like here. There it goes, okay. You can see the fuel braking grinder on your left stops the disc extremely quickly compared to the tool on the right that doesn't have that braking feature. In fact, because we have what we're calling rapid stop brake inside of this tool, we're going to stop all major accessories within 2 seconds. That's a very, very short amount of time. What you just looked at was about 1.5 seconds. So grinding discs and things like that, they'll stop even faster than 2 seconds. But really, what does that mean for the person using the tool every day? Well, I'll give you another real quick example. Imagine I'm just finishing on my pipe here. Glasses on, smart. So, as I go to put the tool down and move on to my next job, which is something that your readers who are using this tool every day do dozens and dozens of times every single day, even as I'm putting it down on the work surface, that disc is coming to a stop. And really what braking is attempting to do for the end user is to minimize the opportunity for you to put this tool down when it's still spinning at maximum RPMs. That's where those horror stories start coming into play that everybody's got, where I put it down and it shot across the table or kicked back on me and I'm doing one of these things just to stay out of the way. braking is really attempting to reduce the risk that that happens for you. So you take braking as a solution, all of these other pieces that safety directors are requiring and are asking for across the country, and then you get rid of that common tripping hazard in the cord. You take it one step further, and you really have the next logical evolutionary step in grinders right here with the M18 field braking grinder. Does anybody have any questions or want to get their hands on the tool? I know we've only got a couple minutes, but...
So it says dual actuation switch. Is there a slider and a paddle switch? Or?
So we're only offering the paddle switch version because we want to meet all of these requirements that we're seeing from safety directors along the way. And very easily, there's a little black tab that you can see on this red paddle. You flip that up to get out of the way. That's action number 1. And then you can pull the paddle back. That's action number 2. So you can't lock this tool on, and it also is a dual actuation switch. You have to do 2 different things to turn it off. A fantastic question.
Can you talk about the nut, the tool-free nut?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is something I don't normally get a ton of time to talk about, but I'll mention it really quick. We're doing this a little bit differently in this grinder versus our regular fuel. This is a fixed tech nut that allows the tool to continue to be tool-free. So there's a little black bar on here. You can flip that up, and that will give you enough leverage to loosen and then tighten as you see fit as you change accessories. The nice thing about it is it's completely universal for any tool, any grinder that's got a 5/8" 11 spindle, which all common grinders here in the US have. So this thing can go onto our corded grinders, it can go onto the other fuel grinder that released 2 years ago. I mean, technically you can put it on competitive grinders, but who wants to do that anyway, right? So that's a really exciting piece of information as well, but not one that I normally get to talk about.
That's awesome.
Isn't it cool?
That's the first thing you lose, is the wrench.
Oh, exactly. You don't have to deal with the wrenches anymore. We needed to do something because we see that problem, and also when you put a brake on a tool like that, you also need to make sure that that wheel is secure a little bit more, because if you're stopping it quicker, you're obviously increasing some risk that it doesn't catch or hold on.
Just my